Here's a spot I have cleared where I'm going to place the split I'm about to make. I cleared this to get it away from the other colonies. I've got all my other colonies are the other side of those trees and those bushes in there, and hopefully that will decrease the odds of this split being robbed out. I've also got some sugar water to feed them. Got a little work to do. This was a nuke that I bought back in June, and it's done well, actually too well if you will, because I had created a split in this box, and that nuke ended up growing too fast and it robbed out this split. Now there's still probably 150 bees in there, but there's no resources at all. So over here I have what I call the abandoned colony that started with a group of abandoned bees left behind, abandoned forage bees, and I actually combined them with bees from 2 other colonies to create this colony, and that box is absolutely full of bees. So what I'm going to do to relieve some pressure in this box is I'm going to pull brood and bees from this box, and I'm going to put it over here in this split box. Actually, what I'll do is I'll move that box and I'll put it right here. I need to do some weed eating around here, but I'll set it right there basically where that brick is, and I'll pull some frames from this box, put it in that little nuke box, and then I'm going to move that new split nuke box to the other side of these trees, and that should relieve some pressure in this box. Hopefully will give me a new colony, and then hopefully that colony will be far enough away from these colonies that we won't have a robbing issue. I'm also going to give this new colony some sugar water, and I'll reduce down their entrance very, very small. So here's the colony that was robbed out. They've got some bees in here, but they just don't have tons of resources. So we're going to see if we can't swap some frames and mix in some bees that'll help them. You can see where they tried to raise a queen, but they were just overcome by the power of neighboring hives. So we're going to give them some help. This hive is just thriving. Just look at that. Now, looking here, I'm seeing lots of hive beetles up here at this top. So that's a problem. We're going to have to deal with in this one. So I'm not sure it has a beetle trap in there, so we'll fix that. And we can put Swiffer sheets, that'll help them out as well. But let's see what we can do to help them out. See all those hive beetles? See, I've been gone a lot this summer. In fact, I just returned from a 10-day mission trip to Mexico. So, the hives have been very neglected this summer. It's a nature of my main job. Well, I didn't make anybody happy. Calm down a little bit. Really thought all these frames were filled out, but they're not. Let's see these two outside frames or not. They're stinging through my suit. I may have to smoke them. Alright, we smoked it a little bit. I'm putting some smoke on me too, just to calm them down just a tad. There's lots of brood there. But I need brood with eggs in it. I'm gonna go over one more frame. I'll try to make sure I don't see the queen. So it doesn't really matter which colony, which box I get the queen in, just as long as each box has the opportunity to either have a queen or make one. There's the queen. You can see why I call her the white queen. She's just got white paint all over her, but man, she is a laying machine. They raised her. So the queen is right here. Got a little gap, so hopefully she'll stay on there. I'm gonna look and see what these look like. I'd like to put one more frame in there, make sure they have plenty of bees. And this one definitely has plenty. And what I'm doing is swapping out some frames. I had some combed out frames. The one I call the White Queen here is really laying up a storm. Most of these frames had brood on them. So what she needed was room to lay. So I've given them a couple of empty frames. That really hasn't been combed out much. I gave her 3 empty frames now that they can put resources in, she can lay in. So I'll tighten them up just a little bit. Just a little to get this one in. Alright, So I've given this one, I've pulled 3 really full frames to put in here. There's lots of bees in here now. Alright, this one still has plenty in it. So what I've given them is 3 combed out frames. I put 1 frame back in. I guess I actually have 2 that haven't been combed. So the 2 outside frames have foundations, wax foundations, but they've not been combed out. But I gave her 3 combed out frames to replace the ones I just pulled. And she can lay in them, or they can start doing resources in them right away. Now, it looks to me like they could all use, both of these could use some food. So that's going to be one of my first orders of business. I've got some sugar water, and I'm going to put some pollen patties in there, help them out. So I've moved this nuke to its new location, put branches in front of the door to force them to reorient, and I've set it up so that it's a little bit of ways with some brush in between it and the old location. So again, there were probably 100 left of a previous split, and I added several hundred, 3 frames just packed full of bees and brood, a little bit of honey in there, and then they've got 2 frames that are combed out that they can start putting resources in. I'm going to feed them sugar water, and I'm also going to give them some pollen patties. All right, this is my split box. Again, I put some brush in front of the opening so they'd reorient. I put some pieces of pollen patty. It's homemade pollen patty, actually. Cayman Reynolds. I got this from Cayman Reynolds. But I put some of that in there. I've given them some sugar water here. So I also have the entrance reduced down pretty small, so they should be able to defend it. And hopefully now they will raise a queen. Now this lid is designed to help them cool down. You've got screens on the outside, you can see here. The screen here, the mesh is small enough they can't go through it, but the screen here is big enough that they can. So they can come up, and they're short on resources, so I'm trying to help them. So I put sugar water in here. They'll go up through the middle and eat that. I put some pollen patties in here for them, and they've gone straight to them. And then I put a Swiffer sheet in here because I saw quite a few hive beetles. So I pulled 3 frames from here, gave them 3 combed out frames, gave them food in pollen patties, and also gave them some sugar water. So hopefully they're set up to just keep moving forward. They've done very, very well since we created this split by combining 3 colonies. So, all right, signing out for tonight. You can see we have a significantly stronger bee population in the nuke this time. So I'm expecting more success as long as I gave them enough eggs to raise a queen from. I used some sugar water last night, it was already gone. trapped inside. Alright. Be careful about putting the lids on too tight, you can't get them off. Used to try to do that without smashing anybody. I was unsuccessful. I killed one. Alright, so they've also got pollen patties. Here's the hive we did the split from yesterday. You can see there's a lot of activity in front. Need to do a little weed eating. Alright, we've given them some more sugar water and they have pollen patties, so we'll back off and let them do their thing. It's later in the day and you'll notice they've pushed the brush out of the way. Usually if it's not really thick, heavy brush, they will eventually move the brush that I put in front of the door. They'll move it out of the way, but it serves its purpose. I am going to open it up just a little more. You can see them trying to fan there. I try to not have the door open too much because I want them to be able to defend it. Because they're a little smaller colony, but there's quite a few bees in here, so they should be able to defend that opening. So I'm gonna open it up a little more so they get a little better airflow. Yet keep it small enough that they can defend it. You can see them there. See how they're fanning, trying to cool out the hive.